Hey guys, Zen here, and today we're going over some more Year 4 news. Today's video is packed with a lot of information and also a bit of controversy, so welcome back to the channel, and let's begin. First, I wanted to discuss the changes to Ranked, and honestly, this is where things get a little controversial. So we'll now have 3-round rotations, pick and ban, which we've discussed in length in the past, but also Ubisoft will be removing both hostage and, more importantly, secure area from the playlist. Now, obviously, all of this is being done to mirror the Pro League, almost exactly, and if I'm being honest, this is kind of disappointing news to me, unfortunately. Let me start off by saying that some of the aesthetic changes they'll be making to Ranked, like the new season's rewards page, also things like being able to see your performance from previous seasons, that stuff is all great. But I was a big fan of Secure Area, and I know a lot of you guys were as well, and now that game mode just simply isn't playable in Ranked any longer, and may never be ever again. Of course, there's always the argument that Bomb is the most competitive mode, and if you really want to play secure, or hostage for that matter, just jump into casual. And yeah, that makes sense if the ultimate goal is to have the entire community playing like Pro League, but Secure Area had those moments that you'll just never see in a game of Bomb, and even though it can be really challenging to retake after the attackers make it into the objective, it's a rush, and as cheesy as that may sound, I'll miss it. Now, casual, even with its improvements, just isn't the same experience as Ranked, but I think we're at the point where most of Rainbow Six Siege's content is actually experienced there. So my overall thoughts on the changes being made to Ranked are positive. I don't want to sound like a sour lemon about this. It should also be noted that this is definitely a great change competitively for consistency alone. Now, literally everyone that jumps into Ranked is on the same level playing field, and everyone will come to know what to expect out of the playlist. I still have games to this day where my team and I play the whole round like it's Bomb, only to realize no one has the diffuser and we're actually playing secure. Now, I did get the chance to try 3-round rotations, and I honestly believe this is how it should have always been. Your thinking process gets to be a little more focused than when you're constantly switching, and you're also able to kind of adjust on the fly if the round wasn't successful. The only real issue I can see coming out of this is if you prefer to attack and you have to start as a defender, and you'll obviously have 3 rounds to defend, but beyond that, it's a great thing, and I'm definitely ready for it. But I want to know how you feel about the changes coming to Ranked. Are you someone that will miss playing a truly competitive match of Secure Area, or do you think Ranked is better off without it? Let us know down below. Next up, I want to talk about the 2 new operators, Nook and Warden, and go over some impressions of them both. Ubisoft was kind enough to fly me out to San Francisco to play these 2 and get some early gameplay, so let's talk about it. Starting off with Warden, he's a 1-speed 3-armor operator that comes with the Glance smart glasses. These glasses make him able to see through smoke and flashes for a short time, but under the contingency of standing still. He has access to the MPX submachine gun, the M59 shotgun, and the SMG-12 and P10C for secondaries. I think Warden is a very simple but very strong anchor operator in the right hands in situations. Now, the glasses themselves will always have a place in the meta for as long as smoke and flash grenades are used, but Warden counters both Ying and, more importantly, Blitz in a pretty serious way with his gadget. Blitz is going to struggle pushing the objective at the speed of light when there's a Warden on defense. After Blitz flashes up close, it takes a second before he can really do anything else, and it's that second that gives Warden just enough time to engage his glasses and fight off the Blitz head on, which is something no other defender can do at this time. Ying, on the other hand, is a finishing operator. When it's clear, she lights up a room with Candela and either goes for a plant or kills. Unless Jaeger is present and active, again, nothing can stop this from happening until now with Warden. He's another strat denial operator, and a very powerful one at that. His weapons are pretty lackluster though, unless you have really solid aim, or of course you main Valkyrie. The MPX doesn't hit that hard, but it shoots really straight, so you shouldn't have many recoil issues at all. And you also have some breach potential if you decide to go with the shotgun SMG-12 combo. Now, I know that's pretty light on context for Warden, but it's still early, and I'm really eager to get more time with him. Nook, on the other hand, is what I consider the attacker's first solo operator. She's a 2-speed, 2-armor operator with access to the HEL or Hell gadget. This makes her invisible to camera feeds and also gives her a silent step ability like Caveira. From the time I got with her, she feels very powerful, like, yeah, really strong. But my initial impressions, and obviously this is before she's even out, but I think she belongs on a flank or a roam on attack, getting close and surprising defenders who are also on a roam. Intel, whether that's through a camera or footsteps, is basically everything to a roamer on defense, and Nook just doesn't give you that. It's going to be hard to pinpoint exactly where she's at, and in a lot of cases, you just won't see her you're coming. If you do, it's going to end in a close range gunfight, which is exactly how her loadout is designed. So Nook doesn't actually come with an assault rifle on attack. She brings the FMG-9, now with access to the Vortex scope, and also a silenced deagle. There's also the very interesting option of bringing the silenced 612 shotgun if you'd like, but I think that's for the more aggressive Nook players out there. Now yes, the point of interest with this operator is that she's an attacker that doesn't come with an ACOG, and it's possible that this was the exact operator they were talking about when they first made the announcement to remove Ash's ACOG. For those who don't know, Ash's ACOG removal on the R4C also served the purpose of testing whether or not an attacker could launch without an ACOG scope, and here we are now with Nook. With everything she is and how her gadget works, I think an ACOG would give her too many variations of gameplay, whether that's close range or long range, and that would tilt the scales a little too far in her favor. But my general thoughts about Nook is that she's definitely one of a kind. She's new to the meta with her gameplay loop, and I think she's going to make a very scary pairing with Jackal hunting roamers together. With Operation Phantom Sight, we may be seeing an anchor style defense meta because roaming is going to be tough with Nook on attack. Next up, I wanted to talk about the rework to Kafe really quickly. So I've spent a good amount of time with the map, and surprisingly enough, I think Kitchen, what was once considered the worst site on the map, may now turn into the preferred choice on the map. With the changes made to the third floor, the top floor of the map, there's a lot of new sight lines that are going to make it difficult for defenders to get really comfortable up there. With the Kitchen site, however, they've closed it off in a lot of ways and brought the rooms closer together, so defense has an easier time watching over the bombs. They did make the reading room area a bomb site now, and it is still a little tight, but I think it's a viable site in general and far better than the old Kitchen objective, so cheers to that. But yeah, the Kafe rework is here, and it's a great change to a map that I always struggle to enjoy, so I'm ready for it. Moving on, we have a few game updates. First, a new shop. Ubisoft says the Rainbow Six shop has already been improved, but we're taking it even further with an upgrade to the storefront, which continues the light theme of the full screen view introduced in Wind Bastion. At the top, you'll find our featured customization items. Immediately below, there will be a varied set of recommended items chosen specifically for you. And at the bottom, you'll see all the same categories as before clearly displayed, such as bundles, uniforms, boosters, and more. The navigation still works the same way, so take a look around and let us know what you think of the revamp. So the shop is seeing a much needed facelift, and they're also implementing somewhat of an algorithm that will show you items that you like based on your preferences. I still think Siege is a game plagued by menus, but this looks really good, so I'm really excited for this as well. We're also getting a few minor or major upgrades to Bank and Border. So in the basement of Bank, they'll be turning off the sprinkler system, so there won't be any more of that ambient noise down there, and also they've changed the constant fire alarm down there so that it's not so constant. I'm honestly really happy for these changes, the alarm in particular. It almost always masked the audio of someone dropping elevator hatch, and now that should no longer be that much of an issue. Also, on both Bank and Border, the helicopter will no longer be as loud to the operators on the ground level as they've widened their search area to cover more ground. So it looks like Ubi is aiming to dampen the ambient noise of some of the maps to make the more critical sounds in the game more apparent. Overall, a really solid player comfort update that'll make the maps more enjoyable to play on. Now, lastly, I wanted to go over the two new elites. The first is actually a leak for the Mira elite. Now, sadly, there are no photos, but a Reddit post went up detailing new content coming to the game, and not only was the Legion elite listed, but also the Mira elite. Of course, every season we get two elite sets. With Burnt Horizon, for example, it launched with the Onkonshishin elite for Hibana, and we recently received the Axel 13 for Bandit. So it looks like we could be seeing the Legion elite at launch for Operation Phantom Sight, and hopefully Mira in a mid-season update. Now, if you somehow missed it, Legion is receiving his prototype elite, which includes the Nanotox 32 gear set and victory animation. Let's check it out. But that is everything, guys. Another fully packed news update for you to enjoy. I know there's a lot, but what are your thoughts on everything discussed in this video? Let me know everything in a comment down below. If you did enjoy this video, please drop a like and subscribe with notifications if you're new. With that being said, it's been Zen. Hey. I'm out.